Okay, this is Chapter 6, hands-on exercise number 2. Keep in mind we are in the chapter called What If Analysis. In the first hands-on exercise, we did a 1-variable data table and a 2-variable data table. Now we're going to go back to the Data tab and click on What If and see that the two things we haven't done right now are Scenario Manager and Goal Seek, both of which we'll do in this second hands-on exercise. Okay, so let's get started. The first thing that we're going to do is goal seek. We have a goal where we want our monthly payment, instead of being $668.38, our goal is to pay exactly $600 a month. But what would it take to get to that goal? Well, it might take a change in APR or a change in the cost of the home to get us down to a monthly payment of $600 per month. But we have a goal in mind. We have an end goal that we know what the value is. How do we get there? And that's what Goal Seek will allow us to do. So let's go to Goal Seek. We'll click on that. It says set cell what? What cell are we setting? Well, we're setting B12 to a value of 600. So we want our monthly payment to be exactly 600 by changing the cost of the home. Now, I don't know what it would be, but I'm sure that to get down to 600 a month from 668 a month, the cost of the home is going to have to decrease. So we can buy less house if we're only willing to pay 600 a month. Let's go ahead and hit OK. And it has changed it. Excel has done its work. And to get to a goal of 600 a month, we're going to buy a house that costs $135,676.74. So that's a little bit of a basics on Goal Seek. The next thing that we're going to do is Scenario Manager. So let's go to the What If Analysis and Scenario Manager. Right now in the Scenario Manager window, no scenarios are defined. We're going to go ahead and define 3 scenarios. So let's go ahead and click on the Add button. The Add button says, what is the scenario name? And we're going to type best case scenario. It says by changing what cells. Okay, now this is the part where we have to figure out what we want to do. We're going to change everything from the cost of the home to the number of years of the loan. So we're going to change B2 through B5. Okay? And then we're going to hit OK. And it's going to ask us, in your best case scenario, what are the values of B2 through B5? And we're going to input those values. So in the best case scenario, we're going to be able to afford a house that costs $250,000. In our amount of the down payment, we're going to type in $10,000, so we're going to leave it the same. The reason why this is the best case is because we're able to buy the biggest house we can afford, because the annual percentage rate is 2.25%. Expressed in decimal terms, it's 0.0225. So that's what we're going to put in B4. And in our best case scenario, we're going to have the shortest loan possible. We're going to have a 15-year home loan. And then we're going to go ahead and click on OK. It has put that scenario in, and now we have one of our 3 scenarios. Go ahead and hit Add next, and we're going to add 2 more scenarios. This one is going to be the absolute worst case scenario. We're going to change the same cells, B2 through B5, and we're going to click OK. In the worst case scenario, our house value is $250, or the cost of the house is $250. We're putting down $15,000. Okay. Our interest rate, our annual percentage rate, is not 4, it's 6%, so 0.06, and a 45-year mortgage. Go ahead and click Add, and we'll add our final scenario, and that scenario's name is the most likely scenario. We're going to change B2 through B5 and hit OK, and we're going to put in the values for that scenario. $250,000 house, $8,500 down, okay, a 4.25% APR, and a 30-year loan, and then click OK. So now we have input our three scenarios, the best case, worst case, and most likely. And once we've done that, once our three scenarios are in, we're going to go ahead and we're going to merge these scenarios. So we're going to click on this summary box, and I'll show you what that will do for us in a second. We'll click Summary, and it says, would you like a scenario summary, which is the one we want, or we could have a scenario pivot table report. And what are the results cells? Well, what we want our results cells to be is our monthly payment, total to repay loan, and total interest paid. So our results cells are going to be B12 through B14. So it's going to show us the impact of changes in the cost of the home, down payment, APR, and number of years on the loan on three results cells: monthly payment, total to repay loan, and total interest paid. Go ahead and click OK. What we get after it thinks for a while is a scenario summary. It's a brand new worksheet called Scenario Summary. It has our current value, which is $135,676, and then our best case, worst case, and most likely scenarios, and then each of the things that we have: the monthly payment, the total to repay loan, and the total interest. We're going to go ahead now and format this. We're going to delete column A, and we're going to delete row 1. Okay, and for these things that say B2 and all that, we're going to change these so that there's labels that we can read. Okay, so let's see what we're going to do. And we're going to delete the current values column as well. So all we're going to be left with are the three scenarios. All right, in A5, let's type cost of home. Okay, and I'll expand this out a little bit. I'll show you what we're going to do once we get to the end. In A6, we're going to put down payment. A7 is going to be APR. A8 is going to be years. A10, monthly payment. Okay, A11, total to repay loan, and then total interest is our final column. Now we can go ahead and delete column B. It doesn't do us any good. So now we have a formatted scenario summary. We deleted a few things. All we have is the best case, worst case, and most likely scenario. The input values of cost of home, down payment, APR, and years, and the output values of monthly payment, total to repay loan, and total interest. And that is the end of Chapter 6, hands-on exercise number 2.